What's up, boys and girls? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Louis, and today we're gonna be talking about Miss Grand, because Miss Grand is like the gift that keeps on giving. Maybe they're doing this in the spirit of the holidays and Christmas, because boy, there is always some drama going on with Miss Grand. And you know what? Low-key, I am here for it, because right now the pageant world is very quiet. All the major pageants already passed. There isn't much going on. So thanks God for Miss Grand to keep us entertained. Let me get right into it, give you the context of what is going on, and then we're gonna dive deeper into the details. Nawat just made a public statement saying that Miss Grand France is officially out of the Grand family. She is not part of MGI anymore, and she is not welcome into the organization anymore based on some public comments that she made herself. The comments and questions are about the reigning Miss Grand, of course, from India, Rachel Gupta. Miss Grand France was saying that Rachel is not necessarily a very good person and that they don't really get along. This was initially a hot topic in the pageant world for the past couple of weeks, and to be honest, a lot of people were asking me to comment about it. However, when all of this went down, there was very little context or information about why is Miss France making these allegations? Why is she basing it off? And I just felt like it wasn't very responsible of me to make a video, sit down here and just give you guys all this information without trustworthy sources. So I guess that right now we kind of have two sides of the story, considering that Miss France has spoken and now Nawat has also pronounced himself regarding what is going on. So I'm gonna try my best to break it down for you and understand why there is a second contestant this year that has been officially disqualified from the Miss Grand competition. If you enjoyed this, you know what to do. Show some love to the video and the channel, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so a couple of weeks ago, Miss France was doing kind of a Q&A on her Instagram stories. This is a very common practice in the world of pageantry. It's simply a way for contestants to get closer with their audience. And one of the questions that was submitted to Safietou was, do you have a good relationship with Miss India? Some rumors says you are, and some rumors says you are not. In her answer, this is what Safietou had to say. I'm putting these rumors to rest once and for all. I'm not a woman who thrives on drama, but I stay true to my values. Rachel unfortunately disrespected me in front of the MGI team and the girls. I won't fake a relationship with someone who hurt me and with whom I have no bond. I stay authentic and no one will force me to act otherwise, not even for the cameras. Talk about giving the audience a reason to stir the pot and just start some drama, because of course, pageant fans and trolls and just the people of the internet, there is nothing that they love more than a little bit of a rivalry between two very popular contestants. I mean, Rachel, of course, being the winner of Miss Grand International, has the spotlight on her 24/7. And I mean, in all fairness, Safietou was really up there. She's a third runner-up in the competition. And also, I will say that in terms of show, she was the one contestant this year that made the competition fun to watch, fun to follow, very entertaining, and she always gave us the absolute most in every single presentation. Now, I'll just clarify, up until this point, this is a one-sided feud, because Rachel has never said anything against Safietou. She has never talked ill about Miss Grand France or anything of the sort. So this is purely Safietou just answering to one of her fans asking this particular question, but there is no interaction or influence from Rachel herself up until this point, like at all. In the same Q&A, someone asked Safietou, you still in touch with Taesun Yen? Of course, Taesun Yen being Miss Grand Myanmar. That, I mean, just the whole story with Miss Grand Myanmar and Miss Grand was, I will say, the biggest distraction of the competition this year. I think he made even more headlines than the finals. We also know that Nawat has his own feelings about Miss Grand Myanmar, as he disqualified her, he revoked the license from the national director, and banned them from using the Miss Grand brand at all in the future. So I'm pretty sure that Nawat was not very happy when Safietou talked about Miss Grand Myanmar under a positive light after he took so many radical measures to make sure that she is out of Miss Grand. To answer the question of, are you still in contact with Thai? She said, for sure, we're still talking and she's still in my heart. I'll bring your ass in France by force. Just give me time to be a millionaire before, as we said. The sisterhood in pageantry sometimes can backfire, and I think this might be one of those scenarios. First, I don't think that Safietou going against the reigning Miss Grand It's a good look for the organization or Rachel, so of course the organization has to side with Rachel. I don't feel like her showing support, the disqualified contestant and the one that steered the most drama in this year's edition, is also a good look for Safietou alongside the Miss Grand organization. And as you can imagine, all of this really escalated because people take this type of comments, this news, and they run with it and they come up with conspiracy theories and they message people and they attack and they just construct stories out of the blue. So only a couple of days after this, Safietou came out finally with a statement addressing the entire situation. And again, here is what she has to say because you know I got you covered. Hi my lovely people, I just wanted to take a moment to address what's been going on. First off, the situation was resolved weeks ago internally between Rachel, the MGI team, and the girls weeks ago. Everything has been handled respectfully and we've all moved on. I've always been someone who values honesty and positive energy, but I realized that being too honest isn't always the best approach on social media. I'll admit it, I made a mistake by answering questions publicly, a question I've been asked hundreds if not thousands of times in DMs with fully intention to bully me these past few weeks. I thought responding will clear things up, but instead it sparked unnecessary drama. What shocked me the most is seeing how far someone in the community have gone, taking bits and pieces of videos completely out of context just to create content and fuel drama for views. The fact is, you don't even know what happened, but you decided to act alike and made some theories that are totally wrong. That's not only disappointing, but also incredibly hurtful because it feels like the sole purpose is to encourage harassment. This is not okay, and it's far from the energy I want to see in our community. Rachel, Gupta, and I are totally in peace. I never intended for this to escalate like this, and I hope we can all take a step back, focus on spreading kindness, and leave the negativity behind. Thank you to those who continue to support positivity and understanding. I see you, and I appreciate you more than you know. With love, Safietou. To be honest, if you ask me, this should have been the end of it. I do think that Safietou going public and pronouncing herself in this way was wrong. It was not the right move for her to do because the thing is, she decided to open the gates, but she didn't provide enough information. I mean, if you're gonna go out, you gotta go out all the way. If you're gonna call out Rachel on some negative behavior, you have to say what is it that she did that was so wrong and so disrespectful to you in front of the organization and in front of the fans. You can't just leave things hanging out there just like this. At least from the outside, we haven't seen any negative behaviors from Rachel that would pinpoint or would suggest that she has an attitude problem or anything of the sort. And again, if you think otherwise, you have to come out with the proofs, not just point fingers and leave it at that. But we all know that if Nawat hates one thing is for someone to disrespect his organization or his queen. He did not tolerate it with Miss Grand Myanmar, and he was definitely not going to tolerate it with Miss Grand France. In an interview where he was talking about Miss Grand and the organization, he mentioned, "I think the issue about Miss France is ridiculous. She already got all the money, so let her go. Since she's the only one talking, it's useless. What she wants is to get attention. Rachel did nothing wrong, but whether Miss France feels good or bad depends on her subconscious. Her life can go wherever it wants, and Miss France will never work with MGI again. She is not our family." As I said earlier, I feel like it's a little bit unnecessary because Safietou came out, she made her public allegations, she ended up apologizing. Honestly, Rachel didn't even have to get involved in it. Like, there was no drama from Rachel's part because she was completely unbothered by this, and if she was bothered, it was never made public. So there is no reason for Nawat to jump in and kind of like get involved. I'm guessing that this is mostly like him as a CEO acting as in like the type of people that I want to have attached to my organization. And I mean, he is technically in his own right of doing this, but I just find it a little bit weird. I have mixed feelings that MGI so regularly disqualified girls who previously competed or who obtained a placement. I mean, it happened twice this year. Out of the top 5 girls, 2 have been disqualified. Remember a couple of years ago when one of the winners got disqualified and then the first one up was appointed and then she wanted to join Miss Universe Australia and then she got disqualified as well. So it's like, I think we should maybe work on the filtering process and the interview process and how we select the contestants who actually made the top 10 and top 5, because there seems to be a little bit of a disconnect. I don't know if you guys agree with that. And one more time, I have to say, if Safietou really felt like there was something wrong done or said to her, she needed to come out with full proof or at least full allegations, or at least provide all of the information that we need to make our own judgment, rather than just saying that she disrespected me and just leave it at that. Because again, people will run with the stories and they will fabricate stuff. This is not to bash or to go against Miss France. Actually, she was one of my favorites of this year's batch. As I said, I love the fact that she gave us so much show and entertainment, but unfortunately it seems like she is out of the Miss Grand family for good. Let me know, guys, what do you think about this entire story and the development of the drama. I'll be reading you in the comment section down below. And do you think that there will be another girl disqualified from this year's batch? All right, guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.